One of the questions that seems to come up with some regularity when I suggest that people work on their volleys like this or like this goes something like this. Well, Nicole, aren't you training yourself to feed them a high shot that they can then just attack and crush you with? The answer is no, you're not, but I can see why you might think that. When we see players in exciting hands battles at the net, it looks like this. So you might get out on the courts and try to replicate what you see, and you may soon find out that you're not able to keep shots going at this fast pace and relatively straight trajectory on each shot. You or your partner miss nearly right away. That's totally normal and to be expected, because none of these players got to this level of skill overnight. I can guarantee you that every single player that you think has great hands and can hold their own in hands battles at the net started out on their volley journey with volleys that looked like this. Are these going to be high shots and pop-ups for your opponent if you bust them out in gameplay? I mean, yes, something like this will probably be quite attackable, but we have to crawl and then walk before we can run. So before you can get to this, you have to be able to do this. And this may be at the upper edge of your current skill level, and that's fine, meaning it's as fast as you can go and keep the ball going. There's no point in trying to go at a speed where one of you misses very soon, like within the first 2 or 3 shots. So you have to start slow. Maybe it's slower than you would like and has more arc than you would like, but it is what it is, and you are where you are. So you have to start there. Start slow, and then as your skill improves, you'll get a bit faster with a lower arc to the shot until you're up to the speed and straighter trajectory that you see here. But it will take some time. And like I said, that's normal, acceptable, and to be expected. One of the best ways to get better at this so that you're not necessarily relying on another player is to work on a wall. First, it will look like this, then like this, then like this, and ultimately like this. The goal is to ultimately get to a volley that you are hitting pretty hard and with as straight a trajectory as possible, and that you can keep going. That's what will let you know that you're at a point where it's not a pop-up in hands battles. If your volley has some arc to it, then yes, that will produce a higher ball for them in a game that could be attackable. But it's okay, and it's in fact necessary to train with an arc because you have to move through these levels so that you can get to this, get to no arc. That's just how it goes. So again, I can see why I get the question of, does this train me to pop it up? And again, the answer is no. It's just a skill building stepping stone on your way to this skill that gets you to where you want to be. A great aspect of this training as well is that not only will it help you with hands battles when all 4 players are up at the net, developing this skill will help you with any other pushing type skill. That includes blocking hard drives from opponents that are deeper in the court, and guess who does a lot of that? Bangers do. And of course, not just bangers, because players often use drives from deeper in the court as part of an overall strategy. That includes a lot of soft play as well, but the bottom line is that you will face a lot of shots like this that are struck hard and from deeper in the court. That happens in pickleball a lot at all levels at this point. So when you get really good at this, you'll find that dealing with hard struck shots from mid-court or at the baseline is easier to handle as well. This deep, low block is exactly the shot you want to use, and although it's not exactly the same as this, it has just a lot of similarities in terms of the hand speed you need to handle it and the ability to push incoming power back onto your opponents. Bangers won't be a problem for you at all once you get this skill rocking at this level. If playing against bangers, and that's players who just repeatedly hit it hard, is something that you struggle with, then getting this skill to this level should be high on your list of priorities, because that's what will ultimately shut them down. Alright, I hope that we've made it clear that this is in fact a strategically helpful skill if you put it in the right context as a stepping stone to the ultimate skill that we're working towards. Push block counterattacks like these and deeper push blocks like these. These are two of the skills that this type of training helps most, but honestly, there's just a cascade of other benefits as you get faster hands and more control at these types of push volleys. Your drops and resets will probably see some residual benefit as well, even though you're not training them directly, because there are some similarities between push volleys and those motions because they are also pushing motions as opposed to swinging motions. If you're enjoying this video, please go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to this channel, and also hit that notification bell icon so you can be notified anytime we release a new video. Now, I want to add one more layer onto this. Look at some of these hands battles. Notice how some of these are push motions and some of these have some swing to them. Well, getting really good at sending push volleys back and forth fast is the precursor to also being able to have shots within hands battles that you can take more of a swing on at times and still reload to maybe swing again or push volley again on the next one. And this does ultimately lead to being able to be more competitive when all four players are up at the non-volley zone line and having exchanges like this. Again, before any of these players could do this, they at first had to be able to do this. So you're in really good company. We all started there with volleys, and that's just how skill building goes. So let's try to get rid of this idea that you're training yourself into a strategically bad habit, when it's really just part of the building block steps we need to get the skill where it needs to be so that it's strategically helpful for you. You start like this, then work your way up to a bit faster, and then faster. Then you can take it up a notch by standing in the kitchen. The reduced distance will have to increase your read and reaction speed. In a game, would you ever be standing in the kitchen? Absolutely not. But again, it's helpful to the skill. So it's a stepping stone in helping us to build that skill that we want, even though it's not something that would actually happen in a game. At the end of the day, the main skill in pickleball is being able to hit the exact target you want at the exact speed you want with just the right trajectory you want, and if spin's involved, then with just the right amount and type of spin that you want. So keep that in mind when you're drilling and try to place things in the right context. I'm definitely not advocating for drills that have no purpose, just to be clear. The main point here is that the purpose may not be immediately obvious, but if you look closer, there is actually a method to the madness. All right, thanks for tuning in today. Get out there, work those skills, and we'll see you in the next video. As helpful as we think the tips we're sharing in today's video are, there's more to achieving success on the doubles court. Want a complete A to Z step-by-step blueprint for playing winning doubles pickleball? Check out our dominating doubles system today. Go to doublesystem.com to learn all about it. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and share. For more pro player pickleball tips, techniques, strategies, and more on how to take your game to the next level, please visit primetimepickleball.com. You'll find a clickable direct link in the video description below. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one, and until then, happy pickling. Much of this footage was captured at the Oakland Hills Tennis Club in Oakland, California. A big thank you to them for the use of their amazing facility.